Hello, and welcome to another MTG pack cracking. Now, the reason we're doing this one is That's right. What happened was we know a nice little company called West End Games. Their link is going to be in the description and stuff. And they used to have a physical store in Glasgow, but then that became online only due to COVID. And now they do a Twitch stream every Thursday. It's sort of like QVC for games. It's nice to hang out with them, but they still put on live events, little backroom cafes and bars and stuff like that, and little magic things and gaming nights and board game stuff, and it's all good. So what they've been doing is flashback pre-releases, because we obviously had a long time where we couldn't interact and couldn't do pre-releases for Magic, so they're doing those old ones now because they have the stock. And on Saturday, first Saturday in April, they did the one we've been looking for ages, the Adventures in the Forgotten Realms D&D set. And how did we do? Well, just to let everyone know ahead of time, this playmat is not an official Magic the Gathering product, or it's not any card art, it's just a playmat with some nice art on it. It's not from anywhere. But we're not going to be looking at this much because we got this D&D playmat, Tasha's Cauldron of Stuff. Actually, when I was a kid and we used to play D&D, it wasn't Tasha's Cauldron of Stuff, it was Tasha's Hideous Laughter. But we did get lovely new D&D playmat. Did we buy this? No, we did not. We won this because we went 4 and oh, yes, we did indeed. Now, we don't normally go 4-0, but the venue, which was the Cafe Hub in the West End, lovely venue, nice place, nice people. Didn't have a massive amount of room upstairs. There was only about 16 or something of us there. When I usually play a pre-release or something, I might go 2 wins, 2 losses, but for some reason, luck of the gods, whatever you want to call it, we went 4-0. Now, of course, each one is best of 3. We did lose a couple of matches, but we won 4 rounds, and that was great. So what we're going to do is, we're going to let you have a look at what we pulled in our pre-release pack, and of course, we'd like you see this, our lovely prize. And because West End Games are awesome, they give everyone another pack for participating, and we could choose like draft or set kind of things. This is draft boosty, but then also you get a pack per win. So we got a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4 packs for our 4 wins, and then they didn't want to take away loose boosters back to their warehouse and stuff like that because it's a lot of messing around. So they sold off the remainder of their loose boosters cheap. So for a tenner, we got another 1, 2, 3, 4 boosters, and we're going to open them for you here. Isn't that nice? Oh, we've got one for winning. We got a collector's pack as well. Oh, look at this shiny bling. Bling, bling, bling. Oh, beholder. So there's going to be lots of shiny in that. And for coming first, you got this weird thing. Light's catching it a bit odd. Yeah. Pinfinity Augmented Reality Pin Karn Liberated. I think you're meant to like download an app and scan it on your phone and it plays animations and all this kind of stuff. I don't know if we're going to keep this. We might auction this off or trade it. If you're interested in this or you collect them, let us know in the comments. We might be able to work something out. If anyone from West End Games is watching, I'm still looking for some stuff from the set, probably. I can let you know in Discord afterwards. I'll happily trade this with people for some cards I'm wanting from the D&D set. All good. But, plenty stuff. Lots to do. So of course with our pre-release pack we get an arena code that gives us 6 boosties for arena. Get a little pamphlet of backgroundy stuff and your rough guide to building a pre-release deck. We don't really bother with. Yeah, it was kind of an odd pre-release because it was from stuff from a year ago. Couldn't really remember most of the cards and stuff that were in it. I'd seen the previews, but I'd seen the previews like a year beforehand. So, we were kind of winging it. And what happened? Well, okay, yeah, we're actually testing some new camera equipment and stuff like that as well. So over here, that's our new 1080 webcam. See if that's going to be more useful. I'm not sure about today because it seems to be catching a lot of glare for the cards. And this is the cam we normally used to use, which seems to be at a better angle and catching a lot more. So we're going to go through what we got. Now, what did we get? Well, we got a lot of blue cards and we had some support of the new venture mechanic, which was a lot of fun. So we went for a white blue with a splash of black Esper venture value thing, and it seemed to work. So let's go through some of these cards. Portable Hull, nice little small target removal. Keen-Eyed Sentry, gives you hexproof, might be useful in Commander, and it's got a venture. Loyal Warhound, well, we are knocking together a dog's deck at some point, so he's going to be good. It's a dog that ramps. Paladin Shield, it's like the stuff we had from Zendikar, where it automatically attaches the first time you cast it, so that's okay. Potion of Healing, white cards and healing, but it does have a draw effect on it as well, so it's quite nice. Here's something on the watch. This was just a removal spell we kind of used. I don't think we ever used the first mode. We just used the 5 damage to attacking creature mode. Celestial Unicorn. Well, we had a touch of life gain sub-theme in the deck, so we did have a couple of these. And this one, this is a normal one. And then we had the lovely old school D&D art version. We had a few cards like that. It was really fun. Really fun. Celestial Unicorn. Minimus Containment. Turn a non-land permanent into a treasure. This is some nice removal, or in a pinch, mana fixing. Never had to use it as mana fixing. We were quite lucky. We did use it as removal a fair few times. Moonblessed Cleric in foil and in non-foil. Yeah, we pulled 2 of them. We had them both in our decks because we had a sort of an enchantment sub-theme as well, because we got some nice, like for example, our Minimus Containment enchantment. We could go and fetch that if we needed it. This was an absolute beast of a card. Nadar, Selfless Paladin, all kinds of venturing into dungeons, buffing other people, 3/3 vigilance for 3. It was the bomb. Yeah, we're looking for a lot of these venture cards to upgrade the commander decks that we had. We picked up the 4 commando decks for D&D, and we really like the look of the venture one, so we're going to be upgrading that with some of these nice venture cards. Now, since I said we had a life gain sub-theme with the unicorns, we did play this guy for the life gain and card draw. He was okay. Didn't actually use this, but it's a nice combat trick. Didn't actually use this, but you know, it's decent for tapping. We did have this guy. He's an alright body, he gets you a venture, it's fine. We didn't use this guy. He's more of a go wide, swing in kind of bloke, but could be alright in a Knight's deck. We did have this. It was okay as a flyer threat. It didn't venture very often. It didn't get a lot of chances to attack, but it was an alright sort of later top end for the white side. But we also had this, which gives a creature flying and makes it venture. So it just gives the ability of the planar ally onto anything. And it's another one of our enchantments we could go and fetch, so that was good. We did play this Silver Raven, scry for card selection, and it's a cheap 1/1 flyer for 1. Good to get some little pokes in the air. Wizard class, we did play this card. Obviously the first mode doesn't really do anything in limited because you're not going to be drawing that much, but second mode, 4 mana, draw 2 cards, all in total, that's all good. I think once or twice we did manage to get it to level 3, but it's sort of a win more. If you can afford to throw 5 mana into it to give you some buffs, fair enough, but didn't happen very often. Arcane Investigator. We didn't use this guy, but he can be useful. Price is a bit steep on his ability, but he is a cheap card and he's common, so, you know, pop her up. Yeah, we could have turned something into a dragon, but we were more sticking with enchantments rather than instants and sorceries. Pixie Guide, another cheap flyer that we used. I don't think her ability ever triggered for us. Shocking Grasp, didn't really use it, but it's alright card draw. Come to a River, we did use this one, not really for this ability, but for the bounce at the front. It's nice removal if you're in blue. This guy is the business. Unblockable Venturer. It was great. You know, he does his job really well. We got 2 of these Bar the Gates, which gives us a venture and a counter spell for creatures and planeswalkers. They came in useful. Charm Sleep, another removal, another enchantment, great. Scion of Stygia. We didn't use this guy. This guy was used against us on someone else's deck, but we didn't really find a place for him in ours. Scrying, yes, someone else used this against us as well. We got 2 of these Rime Shield Frost Giants. This one a foil, this one not. It's just a big burly boy with a ward, but we didn't really find room for him in the deck, so split the party. This is almost like a half a board sweep. You just bounce a load of stuff, but we didn't really find room for it. It was a bit pricey and it's sorcery only. This one we kept in, like Blue Dragon, Lightning Breath. We kept this in because we needed a bit of top ends, a bit of flyer support. We did get him on the field a couple of times. He never really got to use his effect very often, but he was a nice flying threat. We did pull the lovely Wizard Spellbook, but because we were leaning more enchantments than this is sorceries, we didn't really use the ability, so we didn't really put it in the deck. Now, we did splash a little black. The reason we splashed a little black was because of our promo pull, the Triumphant Adventurer, and then we pulled another one in the packs. So we had 2 of these guys, 1/1s with Death Touch and First Strike on your turn, and they venture. They're fantastic. So we splashed black for those guys, for our venture things. So we did have a little black, but not very much. Now, there is a sub-theme in this set of spending treasure to do stuff gets you better effects. So this is one, this hand attack. Shambling Ghast. Oh yes, we've got zombie decks. This will find a place in a zombie deck. I mean, it's a 1/1 for 1 that when it dies, you create a treasure token, so it pays you back its recruit cost. It's great and it's common. This is going to get used. Grim Wanderer. You always love a goblin. At some stage, I really should do an Antes deck and Rakdos and stick some goblins. I mean, a 5/3 for 2, as long as a thing died in a goblins deck, that's going to be great. Hired Hexblade. Again, that treasure buff mechanic giving you card draw. Thieves' Tools. This is one of your treasure creators. And it lets you make a thing unblockable, but it was a bit pricey for us. We weren't using the treasure sort of sub-theme, so we didn't use that. Demogorgon's Clutches, because we all love Stranger Things and it's fun. Discard 2, mill 2, lose 2. It's just unpleasant. We did have this one in because it's got Venture on it and it's got completed dungeon effect. It's a nice little bit of removal. I think, to be honest, we used the -2/-2 more than the -5/-5. I think we'll use the -5/-5 like twice. We used the -2 like about 3 or 4 times. It was all good. An overpriced deadweight with an extra thing on the end and a venture. Vampire Spawn, this was used on us for a bit of bleed, but we never had a chance to use it. We got the jelly! The jelly! We love this, and we did get some of those Modern Horizons legendary blob ooze commander thing, so this is going to find a place in that. It's going to be a lot of fun, but we didn't use it on the day. Manticore, old style art. It's classy, just classy. We got a normal one too, but we didn't run those. Herald of Hadar. It was okay, but not for our day. This did have a venture, but it was quite pricey and it necessitated a creature dying. There was too many conditions to it, but it's a nice, good common card with venture on it. We could have used it if we weren't pressed for space. A very expensive instant speed removal we didn't run. Okay, well, let's see the colours that we didn't use at all.
Nice haste enabler, more equipment that auto attaches, kick in the door, because we always did, puts a counter on a creature and it can't be blocked. Well, by walls. And adventures, but you know, we weren't in those colours. Battlecry Goblin, nice little card. It's going to be some fun goblin stuff coming ahead in our future. A friend of ours runs goblins. We kind of feel that we shouldn't run too many goblins, but I think we want to do multicolour goblin. We don't know if we want to do the anti-green red or the anti-black red, but you know, it should be fun. Dwarf Shaman, we are working on a dwarf artifact deck. I doubt it's going to use this card because this requires dice rolling and we don't really have a lot of dice rolling in that. Dragon's Fire, we have got a dragon deck coming, but I doubt it's just a burn spell. It's not really going to be a commander staple. Come across a null camp. Unblockability, it's always fun, and a buff if you need it. Useful. Price of Loyalty, because we always need an act of treason. This got used on me far too often yesterday. Rust Monster, classic. Just a classic. It's lovely. Balor Singer, Tiefling Bard. Not sure about Tiefling or Bards. What's really worrying me was the fact that this set had Halflings as a class, but we already had NTG Kithkin as a class. And I'm assuming when the Lord of the Rings stuff comes out, we're also going to get Hobbit as a class. And surely they should all be the same thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's going to make making tribal decks a bit trickier. Anyway. Fireball. Fun. Attack Pump. Well, it's a bear with upside. Flyer removal. Green always needs that. Death Touch. Good for defense. Find the Cursed Idol, because we need to have our artifact and enchantment removal, and even if there's no artifacts and enchantments going on, you can create a treasure and venture. Find the Path, Adventures and Ramps. These venture cards are probably all going to be going in the venture commander deck. As many as we can fit in. As long as they're not massively overcosted or terrible. It's a fight spell with upside if you're using treasure. Happen upon a glade, it's ramp. Or was it Nature Spiral, get something back from your graveyard. It's good to have options, you know. Bullet. It's not great. Well, it could be okay in a sacrifice deck. It might be fun, but you know, it's a common that gets bigger when things die. But only on my turn. Okay, we've got a 3/3 for 4 that gains you 3 life. Yeah, we have a Golgari life gain deck. This could be popping up in. Who knows? Meet in a Tavern. Classic. It's card draw and buff if you need it. Hill Giant again could be interesting in our Golgari life gain deck. 7/6 for 6 with 3 life on it. Yeah, it's fun. So then we got a promo card, 2021 Triumphant Adventure and Shiny. And the normal one. And then we pulled one of these. It's dice rolling themed fun. I'm not sure what we're going to do with it, but it could be hilarious. Bag of Holding. Because it's D&D, you have to have a Bag of Holding. Great Axe. Another nice common equipment. Easy to play. You probably want to cheat it for attachment. Leather Armor. Kind of useful. 1 defense, 1 ward, equip 0. You know, little bit of protection, exactly what it is. Spiked Pit Trap. Randomized removal. Kind of. Iron Golem. Big chunky boy. And we got Evolving Wilds. And this lovely, and I just love the artwork on these. It's the classic setup, just like the old modules for Dungeons and Dragons. Because this is uncommon, it says adventure level 5 to 10. If this was rare, it would say 10 to 15. If this was mythic, it would say 15 to 20. If this was common, it would just say 1 to 5. Stylish. And we're building a 5-color Scion of the Earth Dragon deck, so this is going to be useful for mana fixing and that is our pre-release pool. I think we also got some like common lands and stuff like that and some tokens, but we've put those away somewhere. Actually, brilliantly, along with our promo card here, we also got the dungeon tokens. So on one side they have a creature, on the other side they have the dungeon, and the ones you got in the pre-release kit were in shiny, and we love a shiny. We also managed to pull a couple of normal ones, but all good. No. We're going to play this bit back with some funky music at high speed. Okay, now into the fun bit of packety cracking. Now, we're not going to open this because we're going to trade it or sell it or give it away as a prize or something like that, so we're going to keep that intact. And I think we're going to save that one for the end, obviously. So we have sit. Oh, that's a draft. Sit. Draft. Okay, I think we're going to go drafts first, then sets, and then the shiny. Okay, now we're not going to go through all of these cards, obviously. A lot of them are going to be doubled up, a lot of them we're already going to have. You can look up the set yourself. There's various websites that have complete listings for the entire set. Crinkly. And we have our token. Treasure. New treasure art. Lovely. And we're into another Valor Singer. Let's just see how we can set these up so they can actually still be seen. Let's see, did they work better there? I think they work a bit better there. Our Hell Giant again. Another one of those lovely shambling ghasts that we're going to throw in pauper decks, so it's great to have more. More shields, more bar the gate, more dragon fire, more you come to a river, more hand attack, more leather armor, more vampire spawn. Okay, all right. This I think is the first card in this pack that we haven't already proed at the pre-release. It's got a pack tactics thing, which we use a lot in green and red. If you're attacking with power 6 or greater, it has an effect. This one is venture, so that would be quite useful in the venture deck. Burning Hands. It's fire spell. Ooh. Uncommon classic old art double green loathsome troll 6/2. For 3 and a green, no tapping, so you can repeat this. Roll a d20, and you only activate it if this is in your graveyard. Oh, okay. But you can do it as often as you want. It either puts it on top of your library, puts it into your hand, or puts it onto the battlefield tapped. So it just keeps coming back. It's got a low kind of defense. It could be fun and silly in a recursive kind of dice rolling deck. We'll see what happens. Oh, Sphere of Annihilation. It's going to be good. X and a black. Sphere of Annihilation enters the battlefield with X void counters on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, XL Sphere of Annihilation. All creatures and planeswalkers with mana value less than or equal to the number of void counters on it, and all creatures and planeswalker cards in graveyards with mana values equal or less than planeswalker counters on it. Right, so you pay 3 and a black. This comes into play at the beginning of your upkeep. This gets exiled. Everything on the field with cost 3 or less gets exiled. Everything in graveyards with 3 or less gets exiled. That's a lot of annihilation going on there. That's going to be interesting. Although the question is, how do you keep it on the field for that length of time? Maybe try and somehow play it at flash speed. I don't know. And we have Lovely Forest, which they now have lovely little bits of flavor text for the D&D set on the forest rather than rules text or anything like that. As the sun reaches its zenith on the day of the solstice, a castle shimmers into view on the hilltop, just as the ancient text predicted. Lovely castle in the distance there. There's one pack. We have some more to go. Drafty. Yes, I know we should be keeping these packs for drafting, but we literally only have like 3 of them. We can't do a draft round with that. And we have a goblin token at the back, which means we have one of the dungeon tokens, because on the other side is your dungeon. So whenever you venture, you basically just move one room forward, and it splits into different sections. The various creatures can be created. You can create a skeleton in this one. So on the back of one of the other dungeons, there's a skeleton. One of the other dungeons creates a goblin. So on the back of this dungeon, there's a goblin. They all help each other out that way. All good. Devoted Paladin, again. Charm Sleep, again. Fireball, again. Healing Giant, again. Oh, this card was kind of useful. We didn't pull it, but other people used it against us, and it was kind of all right. It's mana generation. In the early game, if you can get it through, or if you can make it unblockable, oh, good. Could be very good in a unblockable rogues deck. Delver Torch. When equipped, creature attacks venture. It does cost 3 to equip. That's pretty pricey, but it could be useful. Clattering Skeletons. When it dies, venture. A 4/3 for 3. Excellent. Oh, it's a mimic in the classic old art. 2 mana on the field. It's a treasure. You can sack it for a mana of any colour, because it's a treasure. And for 2, it becomes a shapeshifter or a creature with base power 3/3. But it's not a changeling, so it doesn't get all creature types. And treasure is not a creature type. Hey, could be interesting. Some strange artifact treasure deck, like dwarves or something. Feign Death. Oh yeah, I think we need to have this in our Pauper Yargle deck, because he just keeps coming back over and over again. It's a big sort of Voltron-y type deck. Want to keep it bigger. So yeah, some of that nice and common. Kick in the door again. Aberrant Mind Sorcerer. He gets spells back for you. 5 mana for a 3/4 that gets spells back. Oh, it's just the once, and it's when it ETBs. It's not too bad. At least it's either going to get back to your library or you get it right back to your hand. It's just a kind of long way around, not as good Archaeomancer or whatever you call it. Ray of Frost, well, obviously. It's flash speed, it taps, it doesn't untap. It loses all abilities and taps down if it's red. It doesn't untap no matter what colour it is. This was used on me even though I wasn't playing red, and it still locked one of my creatures there. Oh, unnamed person, Trilasara. Now, we're not really familiar with her. We don't read massive amounts of D&D. Of course, we know who Dresdo Urden is, and we're looking out for one of him. But she's life gain. Life gain payoff. +1/+1 counter every time you gain life. And she scries one. 2/2 for 2 with lots of upside. And legendary. And cheap. Could actually be good in a green-white life gain deck as the commander. You just whip her out immediately and life gain and scry and just sort your deck out. Could be good. What we got here? Orb of Dragonkind. Oh, aye, I think so. So 2 mana, get it on the field. 1 mana and tap it to add 2 mana in any combination of colours, only to cast dragon spells or use dragon abilities. So it's kind of ramp, but taps for pay 1, get 2. Or you can red, tap and sack it. Look at the top 7 cards of your library, reveal a dragon, put it into your hand. So it's card draw when you don't need it. It's useful, could be good in our dragon deck coming up. And a lovely island. Most broken card in Magic, should be banned. There's no degenerate combo that hasn't been paid for with islands. That's just how it is. Whoa. For all you ASMR fans out there. And as we explained before, we have a skeleton on this, so it's going to be the dungeon on the other side. And it is, and this is the one that creates the goblin. So you use the other card when you create a goblin. All good. Okay, let's go. Elf Rogue draws when it hits. 3/2 for 3. It's alright. Put it in a rogue's deck, make it unblockable, bim bada boom. Swarming goblins. Goblins that create more goblins. We can't have enough goblins because goblins rock. Find the path. That's our adventure ramp. Sepulchre Ghoul. But it's Aristo. Sack a creature. Gets +2/+2. Oh, I activate only once a turn. No thanks. Another one of these attack pump dudes. And more bounce. Ooh, we love the old look of these cards. It's just really style harkening back. Pack Tactics 6. If you're attacking with power 6 or more, this gets a counter. It's a 2/2 with upside. It's fun. And it's common. Neverwinter Dryad. It's ramp. It's a 1/1 for 1. Pay 2 and sack it to fetch a basic forest. And we've got that card again. Oh, Hulking Bugbear. Lovely art. 3/3 for 3 with haste. Doesn't need to do anything else. Just chins people. It's a goblin. Course it is. Proper. Skullport Merchant. Excellent. It creates treasures. It draws cards. It's useful. It's not going to in my dwarf's deck because my dwarf's deck is white and red and this is black. But, you know. White Dragon. Oh, well, we got the blue one with lightning breath. This one's got cold breath. When this ETBs, tap down a creature on opponent control. It's Frost Lynx. It's Frost Lynx, but it costs 6, it flies, and it's a 4/4. Ta-da! Instrument of the Bards. Yeah, this is one we were looking for. This looks the business. Beginning of your upkeep. Put a harmony. Optional. Put a harmony counter on Instrument of the Bards. And it's 1 mana, so you can get out turn 1. 4 mana tap. Search a library for a creature with mana costs equal to the number of harmony counters. Reveal it, put it into your hand. If the card is legendary, create a treasure token. It's ramp 2. I think this has to go into our Captain Sissy Legendaries deck, doesn't it? It just would, wouldn't it? Oh, and we have a foil. It's another one of those spies, but it's in foil. Nice. And the lovely plains. Nice sun coming up. Oh, good. Okay, that is the end of our draft boosters. Ta-da! Set boosters. What we love about set boosters is full art cards, list cards, all that kind of stuff. We get all the funky rares, not so many of the commons. We've got a lot of the commons. We like the commons. We love our popper, but we want funky Tasha and all the foilness. And the token is not a token, it's an ad card. I don't even get the point. I understand putting an ad on the back, put a token on the other side, you know, whatever. It's a bit nuts, you know. Oh, the Earth. Will you look at the Earth? Oh, tried a vampire. Oh, and on the back, instead of just having the tag number, it has the original book entry for 5th edition with the stats. Oh, gushing all over. It's fantastic. We love it. If you get enough of these, you can make some kind of random wandering monster deck that you can just draw from during D&D games. And a lovely plains with the lovely text. Owlbear Classic. It's a 4/4 for 5 that trample and it draws you a card when it comes in. It's fine. It does its thing. But it's also a bear. And we want to make an Ayula deck. And it's going to be the Ayula deck in the classic old art. We're going to love it, love it, love it. And another one of these Soul Knife Spies. And another one of these Thief Thing. And another one of these Investigators. Ah. Green Dragon. Poison Breath. Gives it gives everything death touch for the turn it's in. Even your spells. It's whenever a creature is dealt damage. Whenever an opponent's creature controls dealt damage. Boom! You get one of those funky spells that like deals 1 damage to everything, like, you know, the arrow shot to everything, or the electric ones and stuff. It just deals 1 damage to each of your opponent's creatures. Do that in the turn this comes in. Boom! Board wipe. Awesome sauce. Temple of the Dragon Queen. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Because we have the other dragon thing card. Oh, hang on. Oh no, this is just the other art of the dragon card we already got. Well, this is still very lovely. It's got that lovely statue of Tiamat going on there with all the heads and the heads round it with all the light. The artwork's great. It looks fantastic. We already have it with the funky D&D cover. Do we need more than one dragon card?
Oh, I don't know what we're going to do with it. Don't know. Tricky.
Dragon Disciple, okay, and limited, probably not in constructed, but fun. Ranger's Hawk, that's definitely going into the Venture deck. 1/1 flyer for 1. 3, tap it. Tap another creature you control and Venture. Activate only as a sorcery. Who did that? Who put that there? Sake. We got Rogue Class. It steals cards from enemy decks. It gives your creatures menace. It then lets you play those cards you stole. That's everything a rogue wants to be. And then we got the awesome art Dressed. It's the rare. It's the old D&D style. It has double strike. When it enters the battlefield, you get his awesome cat that has trample and it's a 4/1. When a creature dies, if I had power more than Driss, you put the difference on him as counters. So even when the cat dies, he gets bigger. Anything else dies, he gets bigger. Interesting. Can you do Aristos in green-white? I don't know. You're ambushed on the road. And in foily foil. It saves one of your creatures or buffs one of your creatures. This may be really useful in our Feather deck because she can reuse instants that target. And this targets both ways. And it's only 1 mana. It's not really on theme for it. Ambushed on the road. She's an angel, for God's sake. She doesn't really walk on roads, Anyway, next pack. Keep it going. This is taking far too long. But I'm enjoying myself. If all this does is entertain me, then I'm fine with that. Tomb of Annihilation. It's the 3rd dungeon that we've opened today, and it's the 3rd dungeon from the set. This should have Atropal, a legendary 4/4 black horror god creature token with death touch on the back. Of course it does, because it's the last room of the place. So when you complete the dungeon, you flip this. Awesome sauce. Fun. And to the set. The art! Will you look at it? Flails and fire and death. And it is... Oh, this one is just art. Zariel, Archduke of Avernus, because it's a specific named thing, probably. 77 of 81. Lovely, though. Oh, what's going on? What's going on? Basic island and then... Evolving Wilds in the old style art. Because it's a basic and adventure for character levels 1 to 4. I love it. Love it. Compelled Duel. It's provoke with a buff. Underdark Basilisk. Spare Dagger. Okay, you can throw it at people. Interesting common, not that kind of thing. Dungeon Crawler. Oh, it's a 2/1, enters tapped, zombie. If you complete a dungeon, you get it back. Oh, it gets back to your hand. It's alright for limited, not awesome for constructed that much. This is something we wanted. Venture McVenture Dwarf. And when he attacks, it's like a little mini Sun Titan, he gets a fella back. If you've completed a dungeon. Cloister Gargoyle, more venturing fun. Druid class, another class, and not the same one. Excellent. When a land enters the battlefield under control, +1 life. Let's go with the life gain deck. 3 mana, play an additional land each turn. Nice. 5 mana. Target land becomes a creature with haste, and its stats are equal to the number of lands you control. Interesting. Thoughts on that? I think we've got some like Is it an elemental? What kind of creature type is this land? Target land you control becomes a creature. It doesn't say what creature type. Could be interesting in like Oboon or something like that. We got a rare for us again. Oh, a legendary instrument of the bards. We've got 2 instruments of the bards. Oh, that means we could have a spare one for the bear because there's a bear in the art. We could have Ayula, or we could put it in Kogla. It could be fun in Kogla. Power of Persuasion, Uncommon McFoyley. Bounce a creature, put it onto the library, or gain control of it. It's not brilliant, but, you know, shimmery shiny. And on to our next pack. Shupum. It's Tomb of Annihilation again. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Look at it. Oh. Power word kill art. We haven't pulled that card yet. A lovely swamp with flavor text. Oh, Kalane Reclusive Painter. In the funky altar. I'm not sure if I'm fond of the art. I love the presentation, but I think I do like the art of the normal card as well. Human Elf Bard. I thought he was a vampire. Anyway, he's Treasure Token McFun, so he's going to go great in that Prosper Tomebound deck, although I'm not sure. I think the Prosper Tomebound deck already has this in it. Celestial Unicorn, because it's always fun. Priest of Ancient Lore, because it goes great with Celestial Unicorn. Dawnbringer Cleric, because it goes great with Celestial Unicorn. Split the party for half a bounce. Keen-Eyed Sentry for hexproof. Guild Thief. He has an unblockable ability and he gets bigger when he hits, and he's a rogue, so he can go in the rogues deck. You find a villain's lair. It's counter spell or card draw for 3 mana. It's great. It's cancel with an extra option. Owlbear normal art. Excellent. We've got 2 Hobgoblin Bandit Lord. Other goblins get +1/+1. It's a 2/3 for 2 goblin rogue. Red, tap. He deals damage equal to the number of goblins that enter the battlefield and you control this turn to any target. Oh, and a shiny Yanti Fangblade. It's another venture card and a rogue. Death touch. And shiny. All good. Oh no, we've only got another 3 set boosters to go, and then we have to open the big collector booster. Ooh, we thought this was going to be a terrible ad card, double-sided ad card, but no. Icing Death, Frost Tongue. Token legendary artifact equipment +2 attack. When a creature attacks, tap a creature defending player controls. Equip 2. That'll be fun. Don't think we know what creates that, but I think we're going to need to look it up. Purple Worm, because we all love Beetlejuice. And yes, we have the stats for it too. Superb, gargantuan monstrosity. All fun. A lovely island, and I think we saw a funky old styly art card behind it. So let's have a look at that. Gretchen Titchwillow, legendary creature. We wanted this one. 4 mana, draw a card and ramp. It's Simic. It's vicious. Oh, where are we going to put her? Momir Vig. Oh, maybe. Finding the Path. Venture with ramp. This hill giant gets about. Really, he does. More owlbears. Got to domesticate those owlbears. Choose your weapon. Instant. Either chin a bird or double your power and toughness till the end of the turn at instant speed. Fun. Oh, dwarvies. This guy's going to the dwarf deck. Equips for 0 once a turn. Every creature gets +2/+0 for every equipment attached to it. Beast. Love it. Play armor. Yes, we'll +3/+3 and ward 1. His ability, equip 3, his ability costs 1 less to activate for each other equipment you control. So you've got loads of equipment that just bungs on for free. Love it. Herald of Hadar again. Hello, Hadar's Herald. Find the path. Venture with ramp. And another one of those. Zorn. Oh, I think this is definitely going into Prosper Tomebound. If you would create one or more treasure tokens and instead get +1. 3/2 for 3 elemental. Lovely. And what do we get in? Foily Gretchen. It can go in more than one night. Woo! Oh, we're having a great night. Now, as a friend of the channel who's never actually seen the channel before, he doesn't have net access where he's from or where he is, and he doesn't get great access, so what we're gonna have to do is send him some photos by text of what we got here, and behold her art. Awesome sauce. Did we get the stats? Yeah, larger. Have you none of the large ones? Great. Planes, and I think we got funky art card behind it. Yes, we do, but what is it? Oh, did we? Oh, ad card at the back. Double face ad card. Planes, and then Goblin Javelineer and funky art. When it becomes blocked, it deals 1. 1/1 for 1 with haste, it deals 1 if it becomes blocked. So it can take out a 2 toughness. Not great in Constructed Commander, but could be useful in some other things. Especially if you played a green dragon and then everything's got death touch. Manticore again, lovely. More feigning death, lovely. More zombie ogre, lovely. Critical hit, give something double strike. And if you roll a 20 on something, you get the critical hit back from your graveyard. Lovely. And another class. What class is that? Barbarian, double your dice rolls. Procs odd dice rolls and creatures get haste. Useful. Might need to think about a dice rolling deck. Maybe we could adjust that red-green dragon dice rolling precon and upgrade it with some of these things. Oh, another one of these dudes. Kicking the door some more. You see a pair of goblins. So it either creates 2 goblin tokens or it buffs your creatures. Dungeon Descent. Venture on a land. Excellent. And some shiny leather armor. All good. We're getting a lovely mix of cards. We're not getting like bundles and bundles of like the same rares, the same dragons, the same classes. You know, we're getting like one of each, which is exactly what your commander player wants. It's fantastic. Okay, and our back card does not have any ad stuff on it, so it must be a thing. Maybe not. Kobold. Small humanoid. Oh, I think we've got another of those things. We've got Island and then, yes, another Evolving Wilds. Excellent. We can have Evolving Wilds in 2 of our D&D Commander decks actually being these cards. Excellent. And more venturing with a veteran dungeoneer. Secret door. Adventures on a wall. Excellent. Bar the gate again. Good. Another wizard class. What are we going to use this for? We could put it in our wizard's deck. Although I think it might be better in the Grixis wizard's deck. We'll see. We've got 2. Have it in each. Magic Missile. That's Fireball again. Iron Golem some more. Minimus Containment some more. Seeing more pairs of goblins. Oh. Because why not have 2, eh? Why not, eh? So, I think there's a green, white, blue commander deck for D&D, which sort of is run by an elf. It's equipments and artifacts and not artifacts, equipments and enchantment buffs, Voltron style. I think there's a dress definitely going into that. Choose your weapon in shimmery shiny. And a list card Elvish Arch Druid. I'm not entirely sure how many of these we have, but we do have a modern elves deck that this can probably sneak into. You know what I mean? There's always room for one of these somewhere. And here it comes. Bum, bum, brum, 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 bum, brum, bum, brum. Right, we've never actually opened a collector booster before. Ever in our everness. This is our first. Feels a little bit baggy. We're going to try and treat it very gently because we know there's so much foil in here. Oh, just tease it open. Oh, and even the foil facing us when we open it's shiny. Oh. And here we have a foil fairy dragon token. I'm not entirely sure what makes these yet. We might have to look it up. And on the other side is foil treasure. Double-sided foil token. Beautiful. Beautiful. And let's go for a flip. And first up, we have foil common Sylvan Shepherd. When it attacks, you gain life. It's 2/3 with vigilance. Could go on our life gain deck. We shall see. Evolving Wilds in a foil. It's lovely. Spiked Pit Trap in a foil. Not our kind of thing, but if we put together a dice rolling stupid deck, could be fun. Thieves' Tools in foil. Oh, we do love a Displacer Beast and we hadn't pulled one yet. We don't have a Blink Dog, but we do have a Displacer Beast. And it ventures and it bounces back to your hand when you need it. Oh, lovely. And the Fly Guard again, because it's fly to be a white guy, you know? Well, not really. Oh, Foily Mountain with flavor text. Orb of Dragon, kind and shiny. Full Art, Wild Magic Sorcerer. And that is actually from the Commander deck. It even has the Commander deck symbol on it. Should we replace the one in the Commander deck? I don't know. Full Art, Mythic, Book of Exalted Deeds. Beginning of your step, if you gain 3 or more life this turn, get a 3/3 angel with flying. 3-way mana, tap it, exile it, put an enlightened counter on an angel, and it gains. You can't lose the game, your opponents can win the game. Oh. We'll go over here. Goblin Javelier, yeah, another one of those, because why not? Another where the fuck, oh. And we got one of the Mythic Dargon. It's Dargon. Mythic Dargon. 6 mana, 6/6 flying haste. Their spell can't be countered. Red mana pumps its attack just like fire breathing, and if its attack power becomes 20 this way, it deals 20 damage to any target. Are we looking at mono red kaboom boom? So far we only have one mono red deck, and it's the silly goblin one. We don't know what we're going to do with this, but it's going to be good. Oh, classic art display, Sir Beast. Oh, and it's beautiful. Full art instrument of the bards. So we can have one in our Legends deck, and one in our Bears deck, and one in our Kogla deck. Oh dear. I'm very sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm going to have to go and have a lie down somewhere quiet. You've been great, I've been great, these cards have been great. Adios.